This is bog 60, which you can tell apart from the rest of the bog because it's a little more swampy than your typical everyday bog. This has been Bog Tips with me. You're welcome. Bye.
Bog Tips is a little old place where you can get some bog tips. Bog Tips, baby.
Bog Tips is filmed live in front of Mother Nature. Here at Bog 90, you gotta really whiff in the distinctive poopiness that sets this apart and makes this part of the bog easily 150% of what Bog 60 had to offer. You could see we've got a lot of water and mud and trees, and that's really what makes Bog 90 special in my heart. Stay tuned for more bog tips.
You can get some bog tips.
You'll notice that this section of the bog is a little less poopy, and that makes it a lesser form of bog. This on the 1 to bog scale is a 30. Oh look, we got a raven. It was sitting in the bog getting the filth up in its feathers because it's a dirty boy. This has been Bog Tips. Stay tuned for more.
Get some bog tips.
So this special section of the bog is where all the ducks go to sleep. You could say they're really tired and one just nipped the other's butt. That's what this section of the bog isn't even numbered, but that's what makes it so special. This has been Bog Tips 93 with me. Now shut up, the ducks are sleeping.
Bog Tips, baby.
In this part of the bog we can see the only man who ever fell in the bog, Dr. Joe, and he became instantly bronzed. He became bronze. And that, kids, is why you never swim in the bog. This has been Bog Tips with me. Here, alright, bye. This section of the bog, see, not so much a bog as just like a bunch of fucking trees. So, this is a pretty quality section if you're like a monkey, or if you're into climbing trees, or you're into eating trees. You don't want to chop the trees down because that'll get you in trouble, because this is protected ground, folks. It's a bog. Treat it respectfully. This has been Bog Tips. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bog Tips, baby.
Here we have one of the great mysteries of the bog. Several of these structures have been found throughout the area, and no one knows what they're for. They resemble benches, but animals that live in bogs don't need benches. They've got nature to sit in. So what's this for? What could we possibly be using this bench for? It doesn't make any sense. And who built it? Most of the animals that live in a bog don't have opposable thumbs or tools to build things. Anyway, this is one of those great mysteries I don't have any information on, and this has been Bog Tips. We'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, folks, bog mystery number 2. We seem to have spotted a wild Canon Rebel T6i.
I'm trying to connect to it with my phone to see if it'll communicate.
We're trying to Close Encounters of the Third Kind with the camera using a phone. We didn't know that they existed around these parts. We thought they were more in like factories and electronic stores, but alas, here we have one just sitting on this bridge. Wow, it's majestic. Bog mystery number 3. Now here we have an old structure with a bunch of strange runes written all over it. You can see it's got some pretty high-tech stuff. This had to be left behind by a civilization far greater in technical capabilities than ours.
I'm pretty sure it's Anglo-Anglasiac.
Yeah. So my rough translation is, you can say they got the pictograms. Touch the butts, walk the dogs.
Yes. Very, very obvious message that they're leaving behind for civilizations to come. One that hopefully we can all take to heart and keep with us everywhere, every day.
All right, we're out of time. This is Bog Tips. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Hey, folks. Welcome to another episode of Bog Tips. Today, we're going to touch upon something very important that a lot of the other bog experts aren't going to tell you should do, and that is maintain your cardio. You don't know what kind of creatures you're going to be running into in the bog, so you want to make sure that you've got your running speed up the bar. You might run into like angry geese or lynxes or like dogs that people are walking through the bog. They're not very friendly to people, so you just want to make sure you can run at an appropriate pace. I'm going to pass out. This has been Bog Tips. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi everybody, we're back with more Bog Tips. Now, here I want to educate you on the dangers of the rising seas. Here we have a bog that's been completely overtaken by water, and now it's basically just a lake. Like, if you wanted to, you could just call it a lake, but no, don't be fooled. This is still a bog. So, we're going to have a change in wildlife here, mostly like wild water. You're going to find a lot of wild water here. Maybe like creatures of the Black Lagoon, but not to be racially insecure. So this is our bog for the day. So don't carbon footprint. All right, this has been Bog Tips. Bye. Hey everybody, we're back with another bog tip from me, the Bogmaster. Now today we've run into a special section of another North Carolina bog. You can see here you clearly have a sign with some strange runes and a belly button. So basically, if you ever run into something like this, instructing you to touch it in a bog, you're going to want to make sure that you just get all up in there and just really enjoy the moment and rub in all the crevices. There might be spiders and shit there, but you know, you gotta rub it anyway. You gotta do the right thing. Rub it, touch its belly. This has been Bog Tips. Okay, bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bog Tips. Now, sometimes when you're out in a bog, such as this one, you're going to come across buildings like this, and you may have been holding your urine in for quite a while, but these buildings are not for peeing in, and they're not for peeing outside of either, because chances are there's a lot of hornets and all sorts of other creatures hanging around inside of this thing. And the last thing you want when you're in the middle of a bog is a giant hornet sting on your dick. This has been Bog Tips. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye. Bog Tips number 89. If you ever come across something like this, you're out in a bog or a forest, or, you know, preferably a bog. If you come across something that looks a lot like a teepee, or like a place where you could put Nicolas Cage and burn him to death, and it's got a little skulls on it, you're going to want to make sure that you stay far away from it, because chances are I'm already cursed, and that dude's cursed, and we're just screwed. See, we got skulls, we got teepees. It's pretty great. Stay away from this stuff though, kids, because I think I'm gonna die. All right, this has been Bog Tips. Bye.